Broadcasting to all 27 star systems from our interstellar headquarters in Heijengai, this is the Fatherhood News. Our top story tonight. The outbreak is rampant in the communities of Iridium Wing, Uchala Purple Brotherhood, and the new V491 per se Law Party. The virus has continued to spread, with over 300,000 citizens and commanders are in intensive care, fighting for their lives. The small outpost of Bulger Fission in Ashandras and Ukompo Depot in V491 per se are but a few stations that are now struggling to maintain trade and passenger transport. The passenger mission boards are full of contracts for citizens looking to escape, from the wealthy to the huddled masses of refugees clutching their children trying to survive. Yet it is these missions that are to blame for the spread. With no unified outbreak protocol, this virus will spread further and further into the population of the Fatherhood Space and beyond. Hope is not lost. A few commanders are doing their part. Commanders like Philip Jenkins, a founding member of the families of Ashandra, a trucker gang that many in Ashandra's star system have called simply criminals. Philip Jenkins took the Fatherhood News Hargreave Higgins on one of these runs. Yeah, we know how they treat us. How they talk about us, telling us we're all a bunch of criminals and that. Well, these criminals, we're getting in our ships and we're going round delivering all the medicine and stuff that they need. We're not going around like a bunch of warmongers, shooting up the star system left, right and centre, looking after combat bonds and credits and that. We're doing it because the people need it.
How many missions have you ran so far?
Oh, I'd say I'd run about 100 missions. Probably more than that, to be fair. Yeah, some outposts, they don't have a large landing pad, you see, so we can't finish the mission all in one run. So we have to jump in our Type 6, 100 ton at a time, and it's not a lot of medical supplies, and sometimes, those medical staff, they rush out to the landing pad just to get the supplies, like sharpish.
Do you see any hope for the future?
Well, you got to, ain't you? You got to. Them citizens, they can't afford the entry fee to the Pilot Federation. They've got no hope of escaping this virus and that. The few of us that can fly around need to remember it's a privilege. To be out in the black, it ain't easy, You can't any Tom, Dick and Harry do it. We all got to do our part. We've got to give back because we're the privileged ones.
Inspiring words, Commander. Thank you for your time. Let us hope that commanders will heed the call and put a stop to this deadly virus. I have been Hargrove Higgins for the Fatherhood News.
War has erupted in the Bhadaba star system between LHS 1483 Values Party and Bureau of Bhadaba for the rights to control Godel Legacy. The forces of LHS 1483 Values Party are holding strong for the moment. However, the Bureau of Bhadaba influence has grown by 5% in the last 3 weeks, while the LHS 1483 Values Party have seen a 5% decline for the same period. Our analysis shows that this could be due to the shift in focus to the other wars that they are involved in at both Ross 346 and Marduk.
Meanwhile, another war started today in the Sui Xing star system. This time it is between the factions of Confederation of Sui Xing and the Iridium Wing. Following the defeat at the Tau T star system to the LHS 1681 Confederacy, Iridium Wing need to increase their influence in the hope to expand. And the planetary settlement of Hubble Prospect could be the turning point this faction needs to turn this influence decline.
For exploration, pilots choose an ASP or Diamondback variant. For combat, they choose the Alliance variants. And for cargo, there are the Type Class variants. But there are some things those ships just can't do. For everything else, there's the lake on Keelback, a variant of its own.
Duckworth Terminal in BD plus 65210 has been approved for a takeover bid. However, despite what some experts have predicted, the conflict of choice for this takeover was decided to be a civil war. The party of BD plus 65210 chose this option, stating that due to ongoing outbreak in neighboring star systems, it would be unethical to promote out-of-system voting. BD plus 65210 Services faction have started to ready their defenses, and massacre missions are expected to be provided within the next few cycles.
BD 65210 is not the only star system that is on the brink of war. Gertrud Dynamic Energy Analysis is once again a target. This time, this GD69 League scientific facility is under threat by Gertrud Energy Holdings. The forces of GD69 League have only just recovered from the attack on this facility by the Keir Dynamics Company. Now, commanders of Erasmus Walden must once again hold the line and defend this elusive facility. Now, not many explorers have captured the imagination and the hearts of so many citizens than our next guest, who famously visited all 42 regions of the known galaxy in his very vibrant Anaconda. However, the Fatherhood's very own Slothbot Peralta is with us live today to reveal his next exciting journey exclusively to the Fatherhood News. Good evening, Commander, and thank you for joining us.
Hi, Zane. It's good to be here. Well, not here, actually.
No, you're definitely not here. You're very far away, and we will be getting into that, I'm sure, very soon. But first of all, so how was life in the bubble? I guess you got fed up of it and had to leave, huh?
It got a little monotonous, and, ideas come up that I had been planning for some time, and it just seemed like a good time to leave.
Well, I'm surprised you left. I heard in our last interview you were telling us about your lovely penthouse in Uchala, was it?
Oh, yes. Rozdesvensky Station. It's wonderful there. Well, not so much now with the outbreak going on. I've temporarily closed my penthouse and relocated to the nature preserve in the same system.
Ah, very wise move, very wise move. Of course, people should take extreme due care and attention with the outbreak, and we hope all is well for Usharoha and all other systems that are affected by the virus.
Absolutely.
So, if I remember correctly, a pirate purple dropship is the vehicle of choice that was chosen by the Fatherhood commanders. Not what you would call a typical ship for exploration. And you never actually revealed to us what was the ID. What's the ID of it?
The name of the Purple Pirate FDS is the SES Xenarthran, which is the Sloth exploration ship. Thanks to Commander Erie for providing that. And the ship ID is Slowly.
Ah, how very apt. And is she treating you well?
She's not the greatest ship for exploration, but we've made a few adjustments and things are working out and she'll do just fine.
Oh, well, so I think without further ado, we definitely need to know, what is this new adventure that you've been quite secretive about?
So, I thought this up when I was about halfway through my journey around the galaxy to visit all 42 regions in the Codex, and
Before you got stuck.
Yes. I thank you for bringing that up again, Zane. I appreciate it.
I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. All in good fun. So, the idea is to go to a sector and scan and map everything in that particular box in the sector. So this particular sector is about 1,200 light year cube. So there are lots of systems, and I don't know exactly how many there are.
Oh, so it's a absolute blind exploration into the black, as they say.
Yes, you could say that it is partially, if not mostly, blind.
Wow, that must be exciting. And are you going to just be mapping, obviously, high value targets, or are you going to do it as a true explorer, and every single body will be mapped?
Every single body will be mapped.
And how long do you see yourself being out in the black at this point?
Let's just say I will be out for as long as it takes.
That said like a true explorer. Well done. And to that effect, I believe that you have a special announcement for our viewers and listeners of this podcast.
I do. Every week, should the technology hold up and I'm able to get my transmissions out, I will be delivering a weekly update on what I've accomplished that previous week so far. So.
Oh, we are so excited about that. And yeah, obviously our tech team, let us just hope they can maintain this fabulous link. I'm hearing you loud and clear. Sorry, Commander, just for 1 second. I'm being told that there's a developing story. Just hold on a second. And it seems to be that it's coming through the tabloids a little bit, but a former colleague of ours, Hannah Williams, you've met Hannah, if I remember correctly, when last you visited us. It appears that there is a recording. This can't be right. That recording has surfaced that does not, shall we say, paint her in a good light, and quite salacious. And they say here the hunt for the gentleman in the video is now on. I bet you're glad you're away in the black, away from all these crazy rumors and things that's quite trivial, really.
Oh, I've jumped into a system that has a lot of. I'm losing you, Zane. I'm losing you.
This. Okay, the signal seemed to be fine, but okay. Ladies and gentlemen, that was Sloth Bot Peralta, the Fatherhood commander, that will be reporting, and we will be checking in with him on a weekly basis on his travels. I guess, thank you very much, Sloth, and it's good to hear from you.
In election news, the Fatherhood have sailed to another day of victory in the electoral bid for Sinclair Station. With the tally standing at 3-1 to the favor of the Fatherhood, this upcoming day could decide the outcome of this election. If the Fatherhood wins this election, it is projected that they will climb to 43% influence and will have no real challenger to oppose their control in the system of Gomm Crua.
The race for Jones Prospect is tightening in Hlin, with Hlin Silver Life Partners leading by a single cycle over Armanel Systems. As records stand, it is 3-2 in favour of Hlin Silver Life Partners. This bitter takeover has broken records in the number of out-of-system voters that have arrived in Hlin to support both factions. All of this despite warnings against travel for fear of the outbreak.
The local Fatherhood Electoral Commission has approved the election for Crown Camp and Vries Base in NLTT 14879. Over the next few cycles, the factions of Coalition of HAT 94-00572 and Union of LHS 1758 Alliance will be issuing poll data delivery and passenger missions. Both factions have promised an outbreak-free environment for this election. Health experts familiar with the matter have called the Fatherhood's approval for this election as foolish, and have urged out-of-system commanders to, quote, stay at home, stay safe, and trust your Sirius Corporation Holofac voting app. End quote. For the Fatherhood News, I'm Chance Cook.
And I'm Zane Shepherd. Remember, Commanders, don't dream of the stars, fly amongst them. Thank you, and good night.